in attendance in Los Angeles. So we'll go to media in attendance first, and then we'll go to media over Zoom. If you have a question over Zoom, please raise your hand.
Any game one of a potential 3-game series, your thoughts on the first one here in LA?
I think we did, I would say, an honest job, a good job. It was a matter of centimeters in the first half because we had two enormous chance that were literally 2 centimeters the post, and I don't know if it's a bar or a post for Ryan on the. It could have been goal for us, and also a matter of centimeters on their penalty because Tristan does everything to, I would say, not being hit on the hand, and unfortunately maybe he's hit on the elbow, something, I don't know. So yeah, I think we did what we were supposed to do. We was hard to play, but we were, I would say, very good defensively. The second half was a little bit harder because we lost a little bit of depth. I think Brian felt a little bit the fact that he was 1v3 at certain point, and he was a little tired probably from the game in the midweek. So when we put fresh legs, it became a little bit chaotic, but we were producing a little more, and we scored at the end. And yeah, unfortunately we didn't score like 5 minutes before, maybe, and we could have maybe had a chance to tie and go to penalty, but we can surely build from that and try to take the positive of this of tonight, and in order to try to win the game on next Sunday and force a game 3.
Do you think that was a penalty call on Pippen? You could have gone to VAR. I know the crowd was really good.
I don't know. I gotta be honest. I don't know. From what I've seen, it looked like really close. And but yeah, it is what it is. The VAR, it's for this kind of situation. So I will watch it again. But I'm not, I would say, in the position to comment if it was a mistake or not a mistake. So yeah.
And Ryan, he keeps scoring. So what positives can the team take going back to Vancouver for game 2?
A lot of positive. Again, we played well. We played, I would say, an honest game against an extremely good team. Like it's a team that is very strong. There's a lot of strength in this team. It's like the first 2-3 passes are 2-3 steps, sorry, are really hard to contain, and they're very good in transition. I think we did very well. We considered, even the second goal, it's everything that we can do. We force him wide, and Oliveira find a banger, to be honest. And it's we need to tip your hat off and say very good LAFC. So I think we're ready to compete at home. It's always different with them because here the field is so fast. It helps them a lot in transition and BC plays. It's actually a little bit of an advantage for us. And then we play home with our fans, and we don't want our last game of the season in front of our fans to be a defeat. So we will do everything to force a game 3 and to try to come here and win again. I think we show that we can compete with them.
Not sure what LAFC is doing because they broke down the flank and then they crossed it. Oliveira scored, and they had another chance where they hit the bar on a similar play. So how do you protect against that so they don't get those types of chances?
It was mostly a kind of transition-ish in time and play. We need to be very compact and very close to each other with the midfielders. That's the reason why we changed the ball to number 8. We don't have to forget that we played on Wednesday, and at some point the juice was a little down, and we had to put fresh legs. In fact, when we put Sebastian and Alessandro, we could compete again more in the midfield. So maybe we could have done that sub like a couple minutes before. But Pedro and Stu, they were doing well. So that's it's kind of also was a trademark. Yeah.
Thank you, Hart. We'll now go online. Brandon, over to you.
All right, we'll start with Felipe. Go ahead, Felipe.
Hey, Vanni. Commiserations on the loss there. Like you mentioned, it was a game of centimeters there. You both had the same amount of shots on target. You both even hit the post twice or the framework.
Yeah.
It's, as disappointing as it is to lose that match, does that kind of invigorate you and the team more for what not only you can do at BC Plays next week, but hoping you do win there, what you can do if you come back for the third match as well?
Yeah, because we knew that they were coming from a normal week. We were coming from a week very heavy emotionally with the play-in and the game in Portland and everything. So we knew that this one was probably the hardest one to win, and we compete till the end. So I think we have the awareness that we can win next Sunday, and we can be aggressive like we were for part of the game, and be on the front foot, and being ready to go. So that's the good part of this game, to be honest. Then I'm happy also that we scored at the end, because I think it's brings us up. Losing 2-1 instead of 2-0 is different. So and also it's fairer, the results this way. Okay.
And then I wanted to ask a little bit about the performance from Ali Ahmed. I know you brought him in instead of Fafa to help a little bit defensively,
Yeah.
but going into the next match, seeing what you saw, would you start Ali again, or would you maybe go for Fafa next time?
We will see. We will see. It's not a given that also we use the same amount, the same structure. So maybe there's space for both of them. I think Ali did well. And he was very good, especially in the first half, and playing this ball inside for Pedro, for Andres, and then attacking the space in behind. He was very good at defending and helping Matias against Boanga in the first half. So I think tactically the game went like we decided to go, and again, that's at some point sometimes there's individual quality. I think the second goal, guys, it's a good combination by them, but also we are defending very well. We bring him outside, and Oliveira find the banger there. So that's it's we need to say congratulations to them sometimes.
And last one for me, we saw how well the team started in the first half, how they fought, how they should have probably been in front. Second half, it felt like things got a little bit less intense, and
Yeah.
LAFC were able to kill the game. Is that due to tiredness, or did that have to do
think
maybe
so.
with confidence?
I think two things: tiredness and the rhythm that they play here. That is insane, guys. The rhythm that they play here is so high that 60 minutes look like 85 minutes in some other place. So we had some players that went a little bit down. That's the reason why we changed in the midfield. That's the reason why we put Levante for Brian, that I thought at the end was a little bit too tired and he couldn't move properly. So that was the reason why. But even when the intensity went a little down, we kept the structure in a way to not break down, and to keep the result open. And in fact, in one of the chances we scored, and that gave me the confidence that we can do it again on Sunday and win on Sunday.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Safe travels back.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Felipe. We'll go to Michael McCall.
Hey, Vanni. Just wanted to
Hey, Michael.
touch on the fact that, I mean, obviously next week you kind of have to be aggressive and try and go for the win. But I think you saw clearly tonight something that LAFC are so good at, which is hitting on the counter. If you push too many men forward, it was the 3-on-2 with the first goal that led to the penalty, and then the space that Oliveira got as well. How do you try and counter that? Do you maybe need to tweak the formation, get an extra man in the middle of the park?
No, because I think that our strength is trying to attack them with a lot of men, and we just need to be a little better, like we did. I think to limit the LAFC to zero transition is impossible, because that's what they do. To limit them to 5 transition like we did today is good. If we limit them to 3 next week, it's gonna be great. So I don't think the solution is to sit back and not having men up front, because we need to win. But at the same time, we don't have to win after score after 1 minute.
Yeah.
We need to stay in the game, because we can tie and win a penalty. So that's the thing. But the time when we have to be aggressive, we can bring a lot of men in their half. That's the time when we're able to be dangerous. We had to be a little better, even a little bit luckier, because we're actually well positioned in the first goal in the counter attack, and unfortunately Sam had a bad touch, and those are things that happens, and that it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a game of inches. And I know you've kind of touched on this a little bit, but psychologically, getting that
Yeah.
late goal, I mean, it's a shame there wasn't a couple more minutes, because it would have set up a very interesting finale.
Yeah.
But I mean, from me watching at home, it's like changed my mindset. I felt you went toe to toe. It was just maybe a slight gulf in class in front of goal, but psychologically, that must give the team a big boost.
I think it's massive, because at the end, again, it show even on paper that we can compete with them, and the distance was very close, and so it gives us energy, real energy, to play the second game. Last year here we lost 5-2 the first round, and the entire week was trying to get the players in confidence in order to play that game and pump them up. And then at the end, probably I was too pumped up. And so this time is different. This time is just, let's keep on this path, because we are on the right path.
Yeah, very true. Good. Well, good luck and safe travels home.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Michael. We'll go to JJ.
Hey, Vanni.
Hey, JJ, how are you?
I'm good. You said it. A couple centimeters here, a couple centimeters there. And it's a different
Inches.
story.
We have American people too, so
Inches. Yes, a couple inches. That obviously you've talked about how that gives you confidence in the fact that you're going toe to toe with LAFC, but it seems like in these games with LAFC, those fine lines, those razor sharp margins, you guys are falling on the wrong side of the knife. Is that how you see it?
Well, not only us, a lot of teams falls on the wrong side of the fine line against the LAFC, because it's the team with probably, I don't know, there's 29 teams in MLS, top 3 or 4 teams in terms of talent. So when you play a game like this and things don't go in your direction for centimeters with the post and the bar, it's going to be extremely hard to beat them. So that's the reality. So we just know that we can play like them and be competing with them again, as you said, toe to toe, and we just need to be a little bit more I don't know, I don't want to say lucky, because it seems that I'm hiding behind luck, but we have to be a little bit more precise and being able to exploit our chances. But I think today was literally a matter of, again, as I said, of centimeters. So that's and when you have players of a lot of quality like they have, they can turn the game in their favor. But it's gonna be very open in Vancouver next Sunday.
With that in mind, I know you haven't had a chance to watch the game back, and we know you put in a good performance, but was there anything you felt you could have done differently tactically tonight?
In the first half, we could have moved the midfielders more. I think we didn't move with the Pedro and Stu on the side of Tillman and O'Brien like we did in the second half, actually, and attacking more, having more the ball. So I think we could have had more the ball and even being more aggressive and having more chances. That's what I think. In terms of structure, in terms of the way that we played, I think it went how I expected. and the expectation is always to also, be very ready in transition because they're really good in transition. And again, unfortunately, we had a couple of mistakes of giving them the ball away, and that cost us the first penalty. And we need to be better in Vancouver in this.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, JJ. We'll go back to the room, Josh.
Vanni, LAFC seems to do a really good job on Ryan Gold. Is there something that they're doing in particular? I know he scored tonight, but he seemed relatively quiet.
I think today, again, the problem was in the first half because we weren't able to bring the ball to him. And I think they did a very heavy job on Brian White today. And limiting Brian, they limited a little bit Brian. So we could have done a little better to bring them more balls in the first half to them. And in the second half, I think we probably should have because we went to, when Damir came on, to two strikers next to each other and we're on 10 or 9, probably if we go on that kind of setup earlier, the two strikers help each other and maybe we could have created more problem. But, hindsight is 2020.
How do you manage when they put a guy like Kike Opera in a wingback position? Is that how dangerous is that? I mean, they're obviously dangerous, but along that flank, what does that do for them?
Yeah, it's very dangerous, but at the same time was the possibility. Again, that's the problem because I think we didn't exploit the fact that having our midfielder playing a little wide would bring Ali and Sam to play higher, and then pose more question to Oliveira and Ryan Onitsed on the left. So, and again, we did it better in the second half, but we know that they have a firepower that is, they have Vela on the bench. They had Kai is the number 2 goal scorer in the history of the league. They have Martinez that is doing really well. So we know that they're an offensive team that they risk a lot and they play on this risk reward because they're very good in transition. And the thing is that was to try to stop them before the transition happened. We've been okay. We can do better in the next game. Thank you.
Good. One last from Tarn.
Vanni, what's your message to the Vancouver fans for Sunday? Because we saw LAFC's fans going from minute 1 to 95. How much of an influence noise can the Vancouver crowd make to help your team?
I think the message, they don't need my message. I'm sure that I'm gonna come and help us. I'm sure that we're gonna have a huge crowd. I'm sure that the supporters group is gonna chant from minute 1 to minute 95, and I know that they will do everything to help us, and we will do everything to celebrate with them at the end because they deserve it. We had a fantastic game in Portland, but we don't forget that before Portland, we had a couple of games home that they didn't go well. So we are in debit with them and we need to finish strong and win in this game and to force the game 3. And I don't think we are able to play home only till the end, even if we go in the MLS Cup. And so that would be our last game at home, and we need to play well, and we need to win a playoff game home. We broke the my personal spell to win a playoff game. We won a playoff game away, so we need to win one at home.
Perfect. Thank you very much.